Hello, Mr. Siarto. Thank you for joining us today. Let us start from talking about bilateral relations between Kazakhstan and Hungary. What is on core of them, and do you see the perspective of these relations will change in the nearest perspective?
You know that there's a strategic partnership between the two countries. And when we speak about strategic partnership, for us, this is not only a communication element, but something that we really mean seriously. Mm-hmm. This strategic partnership is being mostly based on the cooperation on the field of energy. And the current situation globally, which is a regrettable one, increases the significance of the energy cooperation pretty much. And I think we can divide it into three major pillars. First of all, we are a country which has been using nuclear power for more than 4 decades now. And we understand that nuclear is a sustainable, cheap, safe way of generating energy. And we understand that a big share of the uranium deposits all around the world is to be found here in Kazakhstan, and we understand that you are planning to step into the market of nuclear industry as well by building the first nuclear facility here. Mm-hmm. There has been a long-standing cooperation between the two countries on the field of education and training, and now we are extending it to the field of nuclear as well. Since we have been using nuclear power for 40 years, we have a well-established and well-structured training and education system, and we do hope that at least part of the future Kazakh nuclear engineers and experts will be at least partly educated and trained in Hungary. Second one is the issue of oil. You know, we have been buying oil from Kazakhstan in an increased way, taking advantage of your ownership in the port of Batumi, from where the shipments can be launched. So if I look at the figures this year, our imports from Kazakhstan has increased a lot during only the first 2 months. They have exceeded $100 million, which is basically exclusively oil imports. And the third pillar is the presence of the biggest Hungarian company, which is an energy company called MOL in Kazakhstan. MOL has been involved in the operation of the Fedorovsky block, which is very significant from the perspective of your future energy situation. And according to the field development plan, which has been submitted by MOL and approved recently, already during this year, in the 4th quarter, exploitation of gas will be started. So on gas, on oil, and on nuclear, we can cooperate very well, and this gives the focus of our cooperation.
So you've already mentioned that energy sector is very important for both our countries. Do you see the strengthening partnership in this sector, and can we say that Kazakhstan could become an alternative energy partner for Hungary?
I would not say alternative, because we don't want to replace entirely the current energy mix of ours, but a good source of diversification. You know, for us, diversification on the field of energy supply is important, because the more sources you have, the more delivery routes you have, the more safe you are. And we are absolutely satisfied with our energy cooperation with Russia. We consider both the oil and gas cooperation with Russia as a reliable one, not to speak about nuclear. But of course, I mean, diversification must always be a strategic goal, and therefore Kazakhstan can be a good solution for us.
Kazakhstan is a part of Central Asian region, as well as a part of Eurasian Integrative Organization, including countries like Russia, Belarus, Armenia, and Kyrgyzstan. On the other hand, we have other neighboring country, China, which is in fact becoming our big economic partner through Belt and Road Initiative. So in your point of view, how all of that will influence the vector of economic relations of the EU and Hungary specifically with Kazakhstan?
Well, we do consider Central Asia as a region of strategic importance. This is not an accident that we have joined the organization of the Turkic states, including Central Asian countries, as an observer, because we do believe that this region of the world is emerging rapidly. And we would like to take advantage and like to take out our profit from this economic growth in this region as well. We are a staunch supporter of the Eurasian idea of Eurasian cooperation, because the former methodology of how European economy was growing was based on two pillars. The first pillar was the Western one, namely that the Western European countries and companies have very highly developed technologies. And second, Russia offered a good access to cheap and big volume of energy sources. Now, the combination of these two, the technology and the natural resources from Russia, have been a good basis for the European economic growth. Now, this has become impossible because of the war. Yes. So basically, these ties have been cut, unfortunately. So we don't want to lose the Eurasian cooperation possibility. Therefore, we would like to see Central Asia increasing its role when it comes to cooperation with Europe. Not to speak about the Belt and Road Initiative. You know, I'm proud that I was the first foreign minister in the European Union already 8 years ago, signing the cooperation agreement with China on the implementation of the Belt and Road Initiative. We do even have a project in this framework, reconstruction of the railway line between our capital and the capital of Serbia, Belgrade and Budapest. And we do believe that the Belt and Road Initiative is a very useful one, because we Hungarians regret a lot that as an outcome, as a very sad outcome of the war, the world is now again being divided into blocks. And whenever there's such a phenomenon going on, it's bad news for Hungary, because we are in the center, we are in Central Europe. So we would like to see East and West cooperating, and we do believe in connectivity instead of blocks. And we do think that the Belt and Road Initiative is a good asset when it comes to connectivity in the future.
How both our countries can benefit from strengthening economic ties between European Union and Central Asia?
The European Union is now in trouble when it comes to economy because of the war, given the fact that Brussels have been implementing a lot of packages of sanctions, which are killing to the European economy. Our global competitiveness is decreasing. You know, the price of natural gas in Europe is 7 times higher than the one in the US. Or the price of electricity is 3 times higher than the one in China. So it's very complicated to put together business plans which make the European companies, competitive globally speaking. Therefore, for the European Union, it's getting vital that external partnerships are being added. And we do see Central Asia as a region, the cooperation with which could help Europe to get stronger on economic terms.
Thank you very much, Mr. Siarto, for your time and for answering our questions.